So today's first subject, today's first news topic, you may have already heard of it, but Ms. Amber Heard is rumored to have been replaced in Aquaman 2 by Emilia Clarke. So these rumors are, or had been spreading quite rampantly. You may have already heard that these are not necessarily true. I need to be clear about this. It's still possible. And when I say it's still possible, it's not that it was a thing before, but let's just say it's an option that is possible, right? So there's like a news outlet, kind of like pretty much the same thing of what we do in Australia, and they have been kind of talking about how Amber Heard was in breach of contract for her contract for Aquaman 2. I'm not going to go into the specific details. It's a little uncomfortable to talk about. I don't particularly think that these rumors are true. If they, so there's that one part of it, but the part of the story that is seemingly validating for everyone else is this. It popped up in this article from Forbes. Now, in this article from Forbes, it's talking about how Emilia Clarke, from Game of Thrones, how when she was rising in her Game of Thrones popularity, she started earning larger paychecks. And so she started buying larger and more expensive homes in Los Angeles, or I guess California. And buried in this article, and when I say buried, I mean buried in this article. Let me scroll down here and see if I can find it. There's a part of this article that says her Game of Thrones role catapulted her to A-list status, leading to other physically demanding roles, blah, 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 like in Terminator Genesis, Star Wars, Solo, a Star Wars story. She also signed on to replace Amber Heard as Mera in Aquaman 2. Now, there's a few things that we need to unpack about this. First of all, this article was written December 31st. This article was written New Year's Eve, first of all. So this is not new news, you guys. This is not new news. If this was true, every news outlet would be running with this story. Everybody would just be going crazy about it. So there's strike number one. Strike number two is that maybe a pro to it is that, but it's in Forbes. Forbes is reporting this. Yes, true. I'm a little dubious of the fact that this particular guy got his facts correct. I don't think that he is speaking with any amount of authority as to the projects that Emilia Clarke is currently working on. And I say that because if you look at the guy who wrote this article, his name is Keith Flammer. Keith Flammer is a writer of pop culture virtuoso and luxury lunatic. That's kind of like his byline there, right? If you look at the other articles that this guy writes for Forbes, he almost not exclusively, but primarily writes about more high life type things, expensive homes and fancy cars, flashy cars, that kind of stuff. He's not really a writer of the entertainment industry and things that are happening within the entertainment industry and like on the cutting edge of the buzz. So he may have heard this somewhere. He may have made it up thinking that it was true. There's a whole slew of reasons why this is possibly not true. Again, I say possibly because it could be true. Maybe he has heard something through the grapevine. Maybe he does have sources. But also, here's the thing. If you're going to put that little bit of news in your thing, that's the headline. The headline is not, Emilia Clarke sells her home in Venice, California for $4.4 million. That's not the headline. The headline is Emilia Clarke replaces Amber Heard in Aquaman 2. That's your headline. So let's take this with a grain of salt for a second. As well, like I said before, this article is 2 months old. If there was any truth to this, every notable trade like Variety, like The Hollywood Reporter, like Deadline, they would all be reporting on this. But because this popped up in like another Reddit thread and it started making the rounds again, of course everybody started looking into this and saying, oh. But I really don't think that there's any amount of truth to this. There could be, like I said, there's a publication in Australia, an online publication in Australia, talking about changes in her contract, or rather a breach of contract. And yes, I understand that. But that is also in conjunction with the Forbes article. I don't think that is, I don't actually think that that's the case. It might be. I don't think it is. I'm going to give it about 5 to 10% of credibility. It's possible. It has a shot of being true. I just don't give that much clout to it. Anyway, guys, question for you is, what are your thoughts about Emilia Clarke replacing Amber Heard in Aquaman 2? First of all, do you like the casting choice? Because if it is true, yeah, I could totally get behind it. I think that could be really cool. But I don't think that it's true. If you do think that it's true, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section below. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what the golden idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark would want you to do. Whoosh, whoosh.